Would you believe it? This started out as basic IKEA furniture. Now, IKEA didn't design for it to be used like this, but I made it work. So stick around. I'm going to share with you 4 creative IKEA hacks that I used in my tiny house to compensate for my lack of carpentry skills and for other specific problems that I had in the house. And who knows, there might be some ideas that you can use as well. So my first IKEA hack was to create wardrobe space by using kitchen cabinets and using the same front as I use in my kitchen to create this one unified look. So I have a kitchen cabinet here that is for hanging space. So I just added a rod, and then on top I have warm jumpers and things for when it starts to get cooler. So this is one of my wardrobe spaces, which I don't use very often at the moment because it's winter stuff. And then my second wardrobe is in the kitchen next to the pantry, where same kitchen cabinets, where at the top I have a small one with some pull-out drawers where I store clothes. Then another one where I have more hanging space. Again, I just added a rod. And then underneath, a smaller one where I have, with pull-out drawers, I have t-shirts, singlets, shorts and pants and some skirts. And then at the bottom, my jeans. And I watch lots of videos on YouTube on how to fold things and roll things so that they stay nice and neat. Now, if you watched a recent video I did about 2 projects I was doing in the house, you will recognize this hack. This is my kitchen, and I used to have a dishwasher right there, sort of a small dishwasher that I wasn't using anymore, so I removed it. But this was then a big open space, and I wanted to put something in front because it was really ugly. Now, the front of the IKEA kitchen that I've been using, called Savdal, they didn't have any more. So I couldn't just go and buy a proper fitting door. So I went to IKEA to have a look and see what they had. And what I found in the bargain area, don't you love that area, was a door that was not a kitchen door. I think it was either a wardrobe door or a living room storage unit door that looked the same. So it had this sort of same look to it. Not the right size because it wasn't high enough, but it was wide enough. So I bought that and thought, let's see if I can make it fit somehow. And then I bought a plain drawer front, which I needed to cut because this door is, as you can see, a little bit higher than the drawers there, so that it covered up where you can otherwise see the sink. So I hacked some wardrobe door or something. Now, if you get really close, you can see that the color is just slightly different to the color around it, but it's almost like it's just a shadow, and I don't really notice it. And it looks much better than with nothing there. My next hack is up in my sleeping loft. What I needed was something to stop my mattress from going moldy underneath. I wanted to keep the mattress that I had, and it is fairly high, as you can see. And of course, there's no space to put a bed frame there. But when you put a mattress on the floor straight away, then moisture gets trapped underneath, condensation, and it creates mold, and didn't want to have that, obviously. So I found another IKEA product that has nothing to do with mattresses, nothing at all, but works a treat, and it's very thin. So what I found was IKEA has these outdoor decking tiles, And what they have to go with it is something to put under the tiles, again, to probably create a bit of airflow and space. So I've used that as my little, I mean, it's only about this high underneath my mattress. So let me show you what that looks like. So underneath, there's this grey sort of stuff. I have to lift the mattress, so I don't know how long I can do this, but I'll take a photo of what it looks like up close. And it has little holes, as you can see, but there's also little gaps around it, and that allows air to flow and that stops the moisture. Now, I think my best IKEA hack is my storage stairs, because I knew I needed stairs to go up to my loft, but I knew I didn't have the skills, the carpentry skills, to build something that I felt I could trust not to collapse in the middle of the night when I had to come downstairs to go to the bathroom. And my first thought was to use more IKEA cabinets, in terms of kitchen cabinets. And then I saw this storage unit. It's called Trofast. And I couldn't get past the point that it looked like stairs, right? So I was like, wow, it looked like it had the right rise. Let me sort of see if I can point. So the right sort of height there to get comfortably up. It was not maybe as deep as I would have liked it, but it was deep enough. And I took that as my starting point. I also had, here at the bottom, you can see I have a Kallax storage unit, which I had. So I wanted to reuse that as the bottom, because again, that gives good storage, but it was wide enough to actually give myself space for the stairs, sideways, width-wise, if you like. But I don't know if you know about Kallax, but Oriel has an opinion about it. It's made of material that is really quite hollow. And so I didn't, although I would trust it to, for example, use it as a bench to sit on, I wasn't quite sure that it would be strong enough for a quite concentrated force down when you step on it. So then what I did, get closer, I bought a piece of melamine from the hardware store, which I put on top, and that's much sturdier. It's much more, the material is much denser, so it takes weight better. So now I have this, which looks very thick, but it's not very sturdy because it's very hollow, with a piece of melamine on top, which distributes the weight much better. The other problem that I had was that a Kallax storage unit is only 40 centimeters deep. So it actually comes up till about here at the back. So the melamine piece of material is, oh, hello. Have you got opinions? Next week I'm going to video you. We're going to talk about you in the tiny house. So the melamine sheet is 50 centimeters deep, so it goes all the way to the back. So at the end of the Kallax unit, there's a 10 centimeter space where there isn't any unit. Because the Trofast unit was 50 centimeters deep. And I didn't want it to sort of sit there in space. Now I've bracketed this melamine sheet to the studs at the back. So it is, also held up by that. I was very worried that I would come down one night and just go straight through, the whole thing would collapse. So then I have my Kallax, oops, I hope that's visible, and then the Trofast unit on top, which gives with a little bit of a, because this step is actually quite high, so I did make a little corner step so that if I go step, 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 that's very comfortable. And when I come down, it's also very comfortable. And then the top step, when I get to the top step, I step onto my wardrobe that I showed you before, which is again a doable step. And then that step from there to there is where I stand there, and that's exactly knee height. So then I get onto my knees, crawl into the loft, and when I come down, I just sit on my bottom, dangle my feet, and step down, down, down. Works a treat. And it even holds my daughter's boyfriend, who is quite a bit heavier than I am. So I built it sturdily. And that's how I hacked some basic IKEA furniture, in this case, to build myself my storage stairs. So there you have it, my 4 creative IKEA hacks to solve some tricky issues in my tiny house. Let me know which one you like the best, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.